Roman Reigns winning last night wasn't random. There are 5 massive reasons behind this decision, and number 3 will blow your mind. What's up, Suplex Rumble Nation? Welcome back to the channel where we go beyond the headlines and dive deep into the real reasons, the backstage politics, and the long-term storytelling that shapes professional wrestling. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we're about to break down one of the most significant decisions in recent WWE history, and you don't want to miss this analysis. Last night at the Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns captured championship gold, and the internet has been divided ever since. Some fans are celebrating, others are furious. And everyone is asking the same question: why did WWE make this decision? Well, I've done my homework. I've analyzed the landscape. I've looked at the business side, the creative side, and the long-term storytelling implications. And today, I'm breaking down the real reasons why Roman Reigns won the title last night. Trust me, by the end of this video, everything is going to make sense. Let's dive in. Let's start with the most obvious reason, but also the most important one: WrestleMania storytelling. WWE operates on a very specific calendar, and everything, and I mean everything, is built around WrestleMania. It's the Super Bowl of professional wrestling. It's the biggest event of the year. It's where storylines that have been building for months finally pay off. And the decisions made at Royal Rumble are almost always about setting up the most compelling WrestleMania matches possible. So let's think about this strategically. With Roman Reigns as champion heading into WrestleMania season, WWE now has maximum flexibility to create their dream main event scenario. Consider the possibilities that are now on the table. You could have a Royal Rumble winner challenging Roman for the title in a match that's been building since the Rumble itself. That gives you weeks of television to develop the story, build the heat, and create the anticipation. You could have Roman defend against someone he has unfinished business with, creating a personal rivalry that transcends the championship and becomes about pride, legacy, and settling old scores. You could have a younger superstar step up as the giant killer, the person who finally dethrones the tribal chief on the biggest stage in wrestling. That's a star-making moment that creates a new main event player for years to come. Or you could have a dream match that fans have been begging for, a once-in-a-lifetime showdown between two legends that can only happen with the championship on the line to give it the gravitas it deserves. Roman Reigns holding the title gives WWE all of these options and more. He's a proven main eventer. He's credible as a champion. He can work with anyone and make them look like $1 million. And most importantly, he draws money. When you put Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania, people tune in. People buy tickets. People subscribe to streaming services. People talk on social media. That's the business reality, and while some fans might not like it, it's absolutely true. WWE looked at their roster, looked at their WrestleMania plans, and determined that Roman Reigns as champion gives them the best possible outcome for the biggest show of the year. And from a pure business and storytelling standpoint, that makes perfect sense. But there's more to this story than just WrestleMania planning. Let's keep going. Reason number 2 why Roman won the title last night: WWE needed to re-establish his dominance after a period of uncertainty. Think about Roman's recent trajectory. Yes, he's the tribal chief. Yes, he's one of the most protected performers on the roster. But there's been this narrative developing, whether intentional or not, that Roman's time at the very top might be winding down. He lost the championship in his previous reign. He's been involved in storylines that didn't always center around the title. There have been younger stars getting pushed. There have been returning legends taking spotlight. And while Roman has remained prominently featured, there's been this question hanging in the air: is Roman still the guy, or is he becoming just a guy? WWE needed to answer the question definitively, and they needed to answer it loudly. By having Roman win the championship at Royal Rumble, one of the biggest events of the year, WWE is making a statement. They're saying that Roman Reigns is not fading into the background. He's not transitioning into a part-time role. He's not being phased out. He is still the centerpiece of this company. This is especially important given the competitive landscape of professional wrestling right now. There are other promotions making noise. There are other stars getting attention. WWE needed to remind everyone that they have the top star in the industry, and that star is Roman Reigns. It's also important for Roman's character arc. The tribal chief doesn't take breaks from dominance. He doesn't accept being anything less than the champion. Having him chase and recapture the title reinforces his character's primary motivation: total control and total supremacy. And here's something that often gets overlooked: Roman Reigns is good for the locker room as champion. He's a leader. He's a mentor to younger talent. He takes his position seriously and works to elevate everyone he performs with. When Roman is champion, it raises the prestige of the title and it gives other wrestlers the opportunity to have career-defining matches against him. WWE recognizes all of this, and that's why they pulled the trigger on putting the belt back on Roman. It wasn't just about one match or one storyline, it was about reaffirming their commitment to Roman Reigns as the foundation of their main event scene. But we're not done yet. The next reason is about business, and it's absolutely crucial. Here's reason number 3, and this is the one that really illustrates the business savvy behind this decision: international expansion and marketability. WWE is not just an American wrestling company anymore. They're a global entertainment brand. They're running shows in Saudi Arabia, Australia, the UK, France, Germany, and countries all over the world. They're signing television deals in dozens of international markets. They're building a worldwide fan base that transcends borders. And when you're trying to market professional wrestling internationally, you need a face of the company that's recognizable, marketable, and credible to audiences who might not be deeply familiar with your entire roster. Roman Reigns is that face. He has the look that translates across cultures. He has the presence that commands attention even if you don't speak English. He has the family legacy, being part of the legendary Anoa'i wrestling family that carries weight in the wrestling community worldwide. And he has the championship credibility that makes him an automatic draw. When WWE promotes a show in a new market or negotiates a television deal in a new territory, having Roman Reigns as champion makes their product more valuable. Sponsors want to associate with a champion who looks like a legitimate athlete and carries himself with professionalism. Media outlets want to interview the top champion. Promotional materials look better with a credible, impressive champion front and center. There are also specific international markets where Roman Reigns is massively popular. The Polynesian diaspora around the world connects with Roman's heritage. Younger international fans who discovered WWE in the last decade know Roman as the star. Social media metrics show that Roman's content performs exceptionally well in key international markets that WWE is targeting for growth. And let's talk about the streaming era reality. WWE's business model has shifted dramatically. They're not just about domestic pay-per-view buys anymore. They're about Netflix deals, Peacock subscriptions, international streaming agreements, and long-term media rights. Having a champion who drives international interest directly impacts those revenue streams. WWE made a calculated business decision that Roman Reigns as champion maximizes their international appeal and marketability during a crucial growth phase for the company. It's not just about wrestling, it's about building a global entertainment brand, and Roman is the perfect ambassador for that mission. Reason number 4 is all about the continuation of the most successful long-term storyline in modern WWE history: the Bloodline saga. The Bloodline story has been incredible. It's been compelling, emotional, complex, and consistently engaging for years. The family drama, the power struggles, the betrayals, the redemptions — this has been the kind of epic storytelling that WWE doesn't often get credit for, and it's been wildly successful. But here's the thing about long-term storytelling: you can't just drop it when it's still generating interest and emotional investment. You have to see it through to its natural conclusion. Roman Reigns as champion allows the Bloodline story to continue evolving. There are still unresolved tensions within the family. There are still scores to settle. There are still character arcs that need completion. And having Roman holding championship gold keeps the stakes high for every development in this saga. Think about the storytelling possibilities that now exist. You could have Bloodline members competing for the right to challenge Roman, creating internal family conflict over who deserves the opportunity. You could have someone from the Bloodline finally being the one to dethrone Roman, completing their character journey from follower to leader. You could have the entire Bloodline implode under the pressure of everyone wanting what Roman has: the ultimate prize in professional wrestling. Or you could have the Bloodline face external threats trying to destroy their family empire, forcing them to either unite or crumble. All of these stories work better with Roman as champion. The title represents power, and the Bloodline story is fundamentally about power: who has it, who wants it, and what people will do to get it or keep it. WWE has invested years into building the Bloodline as a centerpiece of their programming. Fans are invested in these characters and their relationships. The merchandise sells. The segments get strong reactions. The matches draw audiences. It would be creatively and commercially foolish to abandon this goldmine before it's fully mined. Roman winning the championship last night signals that WWE is committed to seeing the Bloodline story through to its proper conclusion, whatever that may be. And that brings us to our fifth and final reason, which is actually the most controversial but also the most honest. Alright, here's the uncomfortable truth that we need to talk about. Reason number 5: WWE doesn't currently have another superstar who's been built up sufficiently to carry the championship heading into WrestleMania season with the same confidence and credibility as Roman Reigns. Now, before people jump into the comments section screaming about their favorite wrestler, let me explain what I mean. WWE has talented performers. They have wrestlers who are over with the crowd. They have people with potential to be the star. But being championship material for WrestleMania season requires a very specific combination of factors. You need someone who's been consistently featured in main event programs. You need someone who has proven they can carry long-term